Welcome back to the channel. This particular video is part of our playlist called English Listening Practice. It is dedicated to helping you improve your listening skills and overall comprehension skills. You should watch the video while taking notes, then prepare to answer questions that will be presented to you at the end of the video. Today's listening exercise is called William's Adventure and is recommended for intermediate level students. Before we get started, do consider helping us. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, comment, give a like, and hit that notification button. This way we can continue to provide you with more videos like this one. Are you ready? Let's begin. William's Adventure. William had always been fascinated by Mexican culture, so when he graduated from college, he knew he wanted to live and work in Mexico. After applying to several jobs, he finally landed a position as a marketing manager at a small company in Mexico City. At first, William was excited to start his new life in Mexico. He rented a small apartment in the city and spent his days exploring all that Mexico City had to offer. But he quickly realized that living and working in a foreign country wasn't always easy. One of the biggest challenges for William was the language barrier. Although he had studied Spanish in college, he found that speaking and understanding the language in a professional setting was much more difficult than he had anticipated. He struggled to communicate with his coworkers, and often had to rely on Google Translate to help him understand what was being said in meetings. In addition to the language barrier, William also had to get used to the different business customs in Mexico. For example, in the United States, it was common to be very direct and to the point in business meetings. But in Mexico, it was more important to be respectful and to build relationships before getting down to business. This was something that William had to learn the hard way, as he initially came across as rude and impatient to his Mexican coworkers. Despite these challenges, William was determined to succeed in his new job. He worked hard to improve his Spanish and to understand the cultural differences in the workplace. He also made an effort to build relationships with his coworkers, taking them out for drinks or meals after work to get to know them better. As the months passed, William's hard work paid off. His Spanish improved significantly and he became more comfortable in the Mexican business environment. His coworkers also began to see him as a valuable member of the team and he was able to contribute more effectively to meetings and projects. Eventually, William's boss recognized his efforts and offered him a promotion to a higher position within the company. William was thrilled and grateful for the opportunity. He knew that living and working in Mexico had its challenges, but he also knew that it had been a rewarding experience that had helped him grow both personally and professionally. Why did William move to Mexico? What was one of the challenges William faced when he first started working in Mexico? How did William's coworkers initially perceive him? How did William improve his situation at work? How did William's boss recognize his efforts? How did William feel about his experience living and working in Mexico? So, how did you do? Let's have a look at the answers. Why did William move to Mexico? William moved to Mexico because he was fascinated by Mexican culture and wanted to live and work in the country. What was one of the challenges William faced when he first started working in Mexico? One of the challenges William faced when he first started working in Mexico was the language barrier. He struggled to communicate with his coworkers and often had to use Google Translate to understand what was being said in meetings. How did William's coworkers initially perceive him? William's coworkers initially perceived him as rude and impatient because he was used to being direct and to the point in business meetings, which was not the norm in Mexico. How did William improve his situation at work? William improved his situation at work by working hard to improve his Spanish and by understanding the cultural differences in the workplace. He also made an effort to build relationships with his coworkers. How did William's boss recognize his efforts? William's boss recognized his efforts by offering him a promotion to a higher position within the company. How did William feel about his experience living and working in Mexico? William felt that living and working in Mexico had its challenges, but it was also a rewarding experience that helped him grow both personally and professionally. Thank you very much for finding the time to study with us today. If this video provided you with some value, do consider helping us. Subscribe, give a like and hit that notification button. This way we can continue providing you with more educational videos like this one. See you in the next one.